We'll get started by rolling our shoulders, nice big circles, deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth, and moving through that joint as much as possible. Big circles. Now we're going to change direction, bring it the opposite way. Yeah, nice big circles the whole way around. Three, two, one. Okay, you drop the head, roll all the way around. We get to the front, bring it back. So again, we're moving the whole way through that joint, all the way around, and back in. Three, two, and one. Okay, hands on hips, feet shoulder apart. We're going to a big circle, and we get to the front, change direction, bring it back. All the way around, all the way back. Four, three, two, and one. Okay, feet together, bend the knees slightly. Again, we're going around and we're coming back again. Nice circles around. Four, three, two, one. And the last one here, we're going out onto the toe, a little circle, and back. Again, just as much as we can, moving through that ankle joint. Three, two, one. We're going to go to the opposite side, so all the way around and back. All around and bring it back. Three, two, one. Okay, let's bring our hands up to shoulder height, and we're just going to do little circles, just moving as much as we can through that joint. So try and feel it move as we're doing it. Before you start, so I'll throw the shoulders back and down. So we're really using these top muscles on top of our shoulders. Nice little circles. And we're going to bring it the other way. Again, just in those little circles. Three, two, one. Let's go up and down. A little pulses up and down. And we're going to hold it up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let it go. Shake it out. Okay, I'm going to do a little balance drill. So today we'll switch it up a little bit, and we're going to put our good foot in front of our bad foot instead of our bad foot in front of our good foot. So if you need to bring your hands up too, we're going to try and keep ourselves as balanced as possible. So get your core nice and tight, and we're going to look out over one shoulder to the side and back, out over the side and back, out again, looking over, trying to keep yourself as balanced as possible. If you need to bring your hands up for balance too, and back, and once more, out over the shoulder and back. Now we're going to look over the opposite shoulder, across, back, back, keeping it as whatever pace is comfortable for you. So if you do less reps but you're going slower and you feel more balanced, do that. I'm going to do one more. Okay, we're going to look up and back to center, up, back to center, and back to center. 2 more, one more, and then we're going to look down, and bring it back to center, back to center, 3, go, and 4, and 1 more. Okay, from there, we're going to look out diagonally and up. So we're going to go up again, trying to keep yourself as balanced as possible. Back to center. Up again. If you are wobbling, you can put your hands out for more balance. And back down. Up. And back down. Once more. And back down. And we're going to go out to the opposite side and up now. So up, turning, back down. And back down, down, and we're going to go 1 more, all the way up and down. From there, we're going to look down and across, so down and up, down, back up, down and across, up, and once more, down. Bring it back up, and we're going to go down to the opposite direction now. So down. Yeah, we're trying to keep ourselves as balanced as possible as we do this. If you are wobbling a bit, that's okay. One more. Down and back up. So now we're going to go, falling over there, even moving. We're going to go one side, up, down, out, back, out, and across. Okay? So we go over to one side, bring it back to the other, bring it back, center, and up, looking down. Again, trying to keep yourself as balanced as possible. We're going to out to the diagonal, down to the opposite, and up and diagonal on the opposite side, and down to the other side, and back to center. And we're going to go again. So over one shoulder, back to center. Over the other shoulder, back to center, up, down, out to one diagonal, down the opposite diagonal, up and out the other diagonal, and back down, and back to center. And we're going to do that once more. So out over one shoulder, back to center, out over the other shoulder, back to center. We're going up and down, and out, up on the diagonal, and down the diagonal, out in the opposite diagonal, and back down the other diagonal. Yeah. Hopefully it was not too much trouble, so we shake out the legs a little bit. I don't know about you, but I can feel it a little bit after that. And I wanted you to grab a chair, or if you have a wall beside you, or a door, put yourself up against the door, and we're going to go and do some hip work. While standing, you can have the chair for balance, because what we want to do is we want to keep our upper body upright. So if you are, you can use a wall if you don't have a chair that's high enough. And what we're going to do is we're going to make sure one foot is planted, and we're going to lift out. Again, trying to lean as little as possible. So this is why we want the chair, because if you're going like that, we don't want that. We just want to go out as far as we can with our hip and back, out and back. Exhale, lift it out. Inhale, bring it back. Keeping our core tight as well to help keep us balanced, so we take out some of that lean. 4, 3, 2, and 1. You will feel this on the planted foot as well. We're going to bring one leg forward and push it back. So we're going to extend our toe as far forward as we can. Again, we don't want to lean forward and back with this. We want to stay up tall. So we don't want to be going like that and like this. We want to stay where we are. So you can use a chair. Forward as far as we can. Push back as far as you can. Squeeze your glute. Go forward. So we're using our hip flexor and pushing our glute back each time. Again, you might start to feel this on the bottom leg as well, the one that we are holding, because it is balancing you. So back and forward. 4, 3, 2, and 1. From there, shake out that leg. I'm going to swap to the opposite side. So you may need to move to the chair. If you are against the wall, you'll flip to the other side. And we're going to do the same thing out and back again. We want to keep our body as upright as possible as we do this. Exhale out, inhale back in. While keeping our other foot flat as possible. We don't want to be moving on that other foot. Literally keeping it flat. 4, 3, 2, and 1. From there, we're going to pull that leg forward and push it back. So again, we're not swinging here. We're keeping our body upright. Just going as far as the muscle allows you and back again. So if it's only a little bit, that's okay too. But the aim here is not to lean either way to get further. And push that leg as far forward as you can and back. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, pop back down, shake out the legs out if you need to. We're going to go back onto that first leg. And from there, staying up tall again, we'll lift that leg and we're going to draw a little circle. So round and back as much as we can, little circle. Again, we're moving through our hip here, using our hip and using our balance to keep ourselves up. You can hold on, as I said, to something. We want to try and compensate as little as possible, keeping that bottom foot, as much of that in contact with the mat. Feel your bottom foot contact with the mat. See where you can feel it's touching it, where it feels like it may not be. We're going to go the opposite way. Three, 2, 1. Bring it down, shake out your legs again if you need to. I'm going to step to the other side again. I'm going to lift up and around, circle again. Again, we want to make sure we're not leaning side to side to go out further. I'm going to change direction. Trying to keep our upper body as still as possible as we do this. Keeping our foot in contact with the mat as well. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, down, shake it out. I'm going to bring it down to the mat now. I'm going to come into our box position. So we want, in our box position, we want a straight line from our shoulder to our wrist and our hip to our knees. From there, we're just going to lean over our wrist a little bit, stretch out our wrists. So rock back and forward. Just open up the wrist again. Keep those hands nice and flat as well. Open up the hands. Try and stretch your hands a little bit as well. You might find if you have your fingers really spread as you come over, you feel a stretch in your hands. That's okay. You want to see them open up. Four, 3, 2, and 1. See, draw a little circle now all around. Again, open up those hands. So feel those fingers into the mat. Feel the stretch up into the fingers. And go the opposite direction. All the way around and back. Three, 2, 1. From there, we're going to move to the shoulders, roll our shoulders around and back. Get as much of a roll as we can through them. Yeah, if you want to try and spread your hand out as much as possible as you're doing this, stretch out those hands. Big circle around and back. Four, 3, 2, and 1. Sit back onto the heels and pull the hands forward. So we're stretch out into little child's pose, stretch out in our back. Walk your hands to one side. Bring it back to the center. Walk to the opposite side. And back to center. From there, come back into our box position, and we're going to do either Superman's or bird dogs, they're called. So what we're going to do is one leg out, one arm out. Keeping ourselves as square as possible as we do this. We don't want to be rotating. If you find that too hard, just bring the leg out. Come out, reach forward, try not to rotate. And back, reach forward, hold it, rotate, come back. Four, 3, 2, and 1. I'm going to bring it back to the opposite side. So out again, pause. Again, we're trying not to rotate as much as possible here. Keeping our core nice and tight, keep ourselves balanced. Back, lift out, come back. Yeah, keeping our core, keep our balance. 4, 3, 2, and last one, and down. Okay. The next one we're going to do, staying in this position, is they're called fire hydrants because they look like a dog who's come up to a fire hydrant. And we're going to lift up as much as we can and back down. Again, we don't want to rotate here. We're focusing on moving through the leg without going like this. To go higher, just as far as you can without keeping your core tight, so without rotating, come up as high as you can. Exhale, lift up. Inhale, lower. Four, 3, 2, and 1. And we're going to go to the opposite side. Again, lift up and back. 4, not 4, sorry. Up. We're not rotating. Keeping our body as square as possible. Exhale up. Inhale lower. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Sitting back down, we're just going to do a little pull forward, stretch out. 3, 2, 1, back up. Let's go over onto our back. Line to our back. And legs out straight in front of us. Make sure our back is pressed into the mat first before you do anything. So nice flat back. Pull your belly button through. Imagine you're pulling your belly button the whole way to the floor. And we're going to exhale, lift up, and lower. So exhale, lift up, and inhale, lower. Go and work those hip flexor muscles there a little bit. Our back should not come off the mat as we do this. Lower back should be in contact with the mat the whole time. Exhale, lift up, and back down. Keep it really controlled each time as well. 4, 3, 2, and 1. From there, we'll top to the opposite side again. Keep that back nice and flat against the mat. Lift up and back down. Up. Don't let your back come up at all. Want this moving slowly through the hip flexors. Exhale, lift up. Inhale, lower. 4, 3, 2, and one last one, all the way up and back down. Okay, I'm going to sit up. So from there, what we want to do, legs are straight in front of us, and we're going to try and fold over as much as we can, but we're focusing on stretching our spine here. We will get a bit of stretch in the hamstrings, but the main focus is we're getting our hands here and we're going to try and get our elbows close to the ground as we can as we fold. So I want you to sit up tall, pull your core in first. We're going to inhale and then exhale, just fold over as far as you can. Wherever you stop, stay there and let your head go heavy. And let yourself fall down into that position. Imagine all the vertebrae down your back are starting to spread out. I really do let the head hang, so you get a nice stretch in the back of the neck. Every time you breathe, you can go a little bit closer. If you can't, don't worry. Our focus is getting our elbows to ground as opposed to reaching for our toes. So we're not stretching our hamstrings here. Inhale, exhale, see if you can drop a little bit lower. If you can't go any further, don't worry, just stay where you are. And inhale, exhale, sit back up. Now we are going to move into a hamstring stretch. What we're going to do is we're going to bring one foot up and put it on the inside of your other leg. So into our thigh here. And from there, again, we're going to exhale and we're going to inhale, and as you exhale, we're going to push as far down the leg as we can. If you can grab your feet, great. If you can't, don't worry, stop on your shin. The main thing we want to do is we want to feel a light stretch, but we don't want to feel a pulling. So we're just gradually working our way into that stretch as opposed to really, really tough stretch. Every time you exhale, see if you can go a little bit further. If you can't touch your toes, if you can move your toes towards your body, try, because that will bring your calf into the stretch as well, so our lower leg. And again, inhale, exhale, see if you can come a little bit further. And inhale, exhale, come up. We're going to swap it over. So again, opposite leg comes up to your thigh. And we're going to inhale, exhale, folding over as far as you can, reaching for that foot. And see if you can push it a little bit further. If you can't, just stay where you are. We don't want to overstretch. We want to keep it nice, gentle stretch and moving forward as we feel like we can. And if we can't, we just stay where we are. And inhale. Exhale, come back up. Right, from there, staying in this position. We're still up tall, we're going to roll our shoulders back. We're going to put our arms back and push them forward. So squeeze our shoulder blades together at the back and forward. Through minimal movement through our arms. Mostly the shoulders are actually squeezing back. You can see my arms aren't bending or anything as I do this. It's literally pull the shoulder blades together, push forward, pull the shoulder blades together, and push forward. And moving through these as much as we can. Keeping our upper body up tall, core is nice and tight. Movement is just our shoulder blades. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let it go. You shake it out too. From there, we're going to bring one leg over, and so the ankle will go to the opposite, outside the opposite knee. Again, we're sitting up tall. We're going to twist around, but you can hook your knee and twist, or if you want to make the twist a little more intense, you're going to hook your elbow in and squeeze and breathe and just walk your hand around and look over the back shoulder. If you can, walk your hands a little bit further. If you can't, don't worry. Little twist the spine around. And inhale. Exhale, bring it back. Okay. Let that out and go to the opposite side. So again, our foot ankles coming to the outside of the opposite knee. You can hook and come around, or you can, if you can, get your elbow in, hand goes back, and you're just gonna go around as far as you can. Looking over that back shoulder. If it's comfortable, do so. Inhale, exhale, go a little bit further. And inhale, exhale, bring it back around front. Okay. One last one, sitting up tall again. We're going to bring those shoulders back in. This time we're going to bring the hands up above our head. So we're lifting them up and pushing them back down as far as we can. Up and back down. So again, you can see there's no movement in the arms. It's actually the shoulder blades pushing up towards the ceiling and back. If you're struggling with this, you can go back to the one we were doing a second ago where we're forward and back. For the moment, we're up, back, up, and back. Let's keep going. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let it go, shake it out. Stay in that position. If you're comfortable, or if you cross your legs, you're going to bring one arm across the body and hook in. Just make sure you're not on the elbow, so either side of the elbow. Just stretching out that shoulder. And we're going to bring it up, swap it up to the opposite side. And bring it back, shake it out. From there, if you can, so if you can, just kind of hold your arms and then just lift up as high as you can, so holding your elbows. But if you can, we're going to put one hand in front of us, wrap our hand around, so we're holding hands. If you're slightly lower, you can do that too. And you're going to inhale, exhale, lift up as high as you can. So if you aren't able to do this, just grab the elbows and just lift up as well. Stretch out our shoulder, our upper neck. Inhale, exhale, lift up slightly higher. Inhale, exhale, let it go. I'm going to swap it over opposite side. So again, hooking those hands. And we're going to inhale and exhale, lift up. Again, inhale, exhale, push a little bit harder, higher. Once we lift up and exhale, let it go. Right, we are going to pop over onto our knees. So put one knee forward, one knee back, and we're going to squeeze our glute. So really make sure we engage that glute before we go into the stretch, and then push our knee as far forward as we can, keeping our body upright. So we're just going to hold that stretch for a second. Open up those hip flexors now. And from there, push back off your foot and come forward. Push back and come forward. If you can go a little bit more forward each time, do. If you can't, don't worry. The goal here is to make sure we're not leaning like this. So we want to stay up tall. Moving through each one here. Squeeze your glutes. Make sure that is solid the whole time as well. Keep ourselves nice and stable. Four, three, two, one last one. Forward and back off. We're going to swap sides. Again, one foot forward, one foot back. Make sure we squeeze the glute before we move into the stretch. So we're going to just push forward into that stretch first and hold it there for a second. Now from there, let's start moving forward and back. Again, whatever is comfortable for you, we're going to push forward and back. Making sure we're staying upright the whole time as well. Keeping that front foot planted on the mat. You might find one side is tighter than the other. That's all right as well. Four, three, two, one last one, and bring it back. Okay, we're going to stand up. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is, if you do need to hold on something again, do. If not, we're going to grab one foot by foot and just pull your it up towards your bum, and then if you push your hip forward slightly, you might get more of a stretch into that quad. Forget the front of the muscle now. Three, two, one. Swap it over, opposite side. Again, if you have a hand out to balance, do. Sometimes it's harder to balance on one side as well. And you can push your hip more forward to get more of the quad stretch into it. 3, 2, 1. Drop it down. Interlock fingers pointed back. Pushing your shoulder blades together and lifting up as high as you can, keeping our head up. And with this, as you exhale, you can lift a little higher if you want, or you can stay where you are. Inhale, exhale, shake it out. Interlock fingers in front of us. Again, pushing those, now we're pushing those shoulder blades as far apart as possible. Just as far as you can. Bring it right now. I'm going to lift up high as you can, pushing towards the ceiling. Here, you lean over to one side. Back to center. And over to the opposite side. Back to center, let it go, and you're done. Well done.